TPCSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app.
Jared, hey, we're gonna need you to tone it down with the Summer Friday thing, okay?
What are you talking about?
Well, for one, it's not summer anymore.
Oh, really?
Coconut. Also, who is this?
I'm the caddy.
Oh, he's my intern.
Sorry, intern. I'm his intern.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
No golfing in the office, okay? Summer Fridays are over. You can keep the Hawaiian shirt, but the rest of this stuff, all right? Are you grilling?
Oh, yeah. Did you want a burger or a hot dog?
No, grilling in the office.
That's a good point. We should take this outside.
No, that don't. You put that right back down.
Yo, it's all in the hips.
Oh, dude, come on, we gotta go. Let's go.
There we go. Let's try this. Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and it is that time of the morning. 'Tis the season. Cornflakes and crackers, no place I know I'd rather be than right here, and we are blessed and honored to have Mr. Bill Krackomberger in our studios every Monday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific a.m., of course, to start your week off on the right side of the market, as we'd like to say here. A crazy, crazy weekend for college football games. All the favorites came running in. Couple NFL games on Saturdays, favorites come running in. And again, NFL Sunday, which is not for long. Any given Sunday, of course, didn't disappoint us. Shout out to Emil and Danny. Port Alberni, British Columbia. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. One of the first ones in our, I'd like to say studio, watching and listening. We got people from all across the globe and world watching us here, and we couldn't be more happier. Of course, shout out to our proud sponsors and partnerships. It's Atlanta Steak and Seafood, as you saw. Jump on over to Facebook and introduce yourself to Terry Smith. While you're there, head on over to atlantasteaksandseafood.com. Place an order. Busy time of season. Don't know if you placed an order today exactly when the reindeer would deliver it. Reach out to Terry, the best product and customer service in the land. Viva Tequila Seltzer, CT Bets Austin, the team, the family, second to none there. Go try a Viva Tequila Seltzer wherever you purchase and enjoy your adult beverages. And of course, WagerWire. Travis, Zach, myself, Amber, Holly, Jay Berry, Matt, the list is endless. Head on over to Google Play, download that app, it's free. So without further ado, the star of this show, Mr. Bill Krackomberger himself. Morning, Billy.
Good morning. How we doing, okay?
Everything's good. How about yourself?
Well, I set my alarm for like 5 o'clock this morning and sorry, I didn't realize you can't, so I can't have the screen minimized looking at my Don Best screen or my Spank Gods, I realized while I'm talking to you. No, yeah, I set my alarm for like 5, and I usually do a hit at 5:30, and they didn't warn me that we weren't going on, so I would have got up at 6. So kind of in a bad mood. Not really. I get up anyway, but yeah, no, everything's cool. And Christmas is in the air this week. We got a lot of games here. And just to let you know, we lost 5 people in Survivor, 4 of which had Arizona, 1 had Tampa. And, you know, before anyone says, oh my God, are you crazy? How can you have Arizona or how can you have Tampa? Because they had other teams available. They had other big teams available. But so they're looking at maybe, let's say they realize that so many people are going to be on New England. I'm sorry, Buffalo. So Buffalo, and if New England maybe gets an upset, maybe they didn't pick that Buffalo team they had available, and they watched everyone else go down, and they were alive with a 5-point favorite. It actually almost happened. New England was up 14-0. How did people feel that were in Survivor with Buffalo? Tickets are worth almost $300,000. Entries are worth almost $300,000 each, and it almost happened, but it didn't. A lot of the big teams got through again, so we're going to have, as long as Green Bay wins tonight, we'll have 45 people going to the finish line here. Green Bay 14-point favorite. They're supposed to win, aren't they? I mean, they're a 14-point favorite, but that doesn't mean anything, because I remember a few short years ago, I was on air. I was on VSiN, and there was a 14-point and a 17-point favorite in the NFL. Same weekend, both teams were that big of favorites, and both lost outright. So any given week, anything can and will happen. We've seen that yesterday with that New England game being so tight. New England getting, I actually bet New England out here, because we have so many places out here that give you half a point around key numbers. Not that 14 is a key number, but there was one place that had 14.5 right up until game time. So 14.5 made me bite on them yesterday. They don't take much anyway, but so I actually, dabble sometimes on NFL sides, which I don't really like to play NFL sides. I'm not an NFL side guy. I did play Chicago too out here, +7 -05, lost that one. So, oh my God, someone in social media that actually talks about a loser and not just a winner. Wow, what do we have here? So anyway, yeah. So, but we have good situations when you have sports books that book a lot of locals, like Stations, Coast, The Win. These places all are a little bit slow to move anyway, and they are forced to overmove when they get a lot of favorite and over money, even though they want to side on the under or the underdog. But how do you explain to the pencil pushers upstairs that you have $1 million side because the square public laid 14 and you have to go to 14.5? You can't. So instead, you have to move it half a point and try to dangle that carrot and get some buyback the other way. Unfortunately, these places out here, if you do win long term, some of those places I just mentioned will severely limit you, or like Stations, they'll just throw you out if you win. If you win, you get thrown out. It's that simple. Long-term winner. And if you bet anything significant, now when I say significant, I just mean $500. If you bet 500 or more a play, and you win long-term, Stations will stop you from betting on their app, and they will let you bet once per day in person. So if you come back in line a second time, you will be 86th and shown the door. That's just the way it is over there. It's the way they run it. They're very antiquated method. Instead of learning off people like myself, if I'm that winner that you say I am, why not just overmove your line and get people on the other side instead of throwing you out? But this is what you face. And I'm not just trying to pick on Stations. There's a lot of other places that severely limit or throw you out. Here in Vegas, across the country, some of the new books to the country, I get it. So, but anyway, I am still alive in my percentage of Survivor. We have Green Bay tonight, so I need Green Bay to win tonight for my team to go on, and hopefully we. Now it gets real tough though, because you have 3 games to choose a winner from, and I was at Circa the other day. Where was I at? I was at Tuscany. I went to Tuscany, which is one of our local Circa locations here in town. We have 3 actually: Circa downtown, Tuscany, or you can go to Silverton, and they're being booked by Circa Sports. The supervisor behind the counter knew me, and he said, "Crack, do you believe one of those entries? They do not have one of those 6 teams remaining for Christmas Day, Christmas week." And I was like, "Wait, really? No way!" I didn't even notice it. I still didn't look, but I still did. He wouldn't lie to me. So that's some of the obstacles in this tournament. It's not an 18-week tournament. It's actually a 20-week tournament. And what I mean by that is you have a week, I guess it was 16A, Thanksgiving week, where you have to pick one of the 4 games. And this week you have to pick one of the 3 games. So we have only Seattle and Chicago remaining out of the 6 teams. So I'm guessing the team is going to go towards Chicago, and it's going to be one of the first. I'm sorry, not Chicago. Seattle is one of the first road teams that this team has chosen that I bought into, and they didn't choose it yet. But last week the line was 1.5. I wake up today and it's 3.5. So I'm sure that's mathematically the best way to go. But easily could be, Chicago can win the game at home, national TV. Island game, Seattle's not the end all. I mean, I'm not a Geno Smith fan. Last year he had a great season, though. I know he did, but I just think he makes some mistakes. So, but that's what you're forced to do. You have to go 20-0, 20 wins and 0 losses. That's the kind of a pool it is. Right now we are 17. Oh, I'm sorry. We're hopefully going to be 17-0 after today. And then we'll have, I guess it's 3 more weeks. I think I'm thinking properly. 3 more weeks after this one. So it's tough though. It's a tough tournament. We got a lot of people. When I bought into this particular team, I thought, well, no, they had one of the most direct paths to the finish line, and they had a lot of good teams where a lot of other teams didn't. So. And there was only 54 remaining. Only 9 people have been eliminated here in the last 4 weeks. So, do we think this was going to happen at the beginning of the year when 90% of the field was gone in like 5 weeks? No, we didn't. So, we thought this was going to be over fast. But my prediction is this will be split. Even though Christmas is going to weed out a lot of people, this will be split by 20 entries probably in the end. And if maybe Derek Stevens gets together with all the 20 entries, and they instead of just being $700,000 each, maybe everyone take 500,000 each and play for a couple million or something like that, or something crazy like that. We'll see. But to lock up a win, that seems to be the flavor what it's been done the last few years. So that's what I'm up against, Jeff. Really, nothing really. I was supposed to be traveling for the holiday, and I'm not traveling now. So staying here in Las Vegas, which, let me be blunt, being an East Coast guy, it'll never feel like Christmas, above 65 degrees, which it's been really nice. We've had a really nice fall season here so far. It's been 70 degrees, 75 degrees. It's going to be high 60s all week again. But it just doesn't feel like Christmas. Not that as I got older, I really don't like ice and wind and that kind of torrential kind of snowstorms and stuff like I did when I was back in New York and New Jersey. But yeah, so Christmas in Vegas. We'll see what happens. Now, what about you, Jeff? What do you do like this week? Do you travel anywhere, or you stay put?
Well, it's funny because we got 3.5, 4 inches of snow back in the day, Billy. I'm on Cape Cod, which is right on the water, and,
Sure.
and we would get one storm, 12 to 18 inches, and then nothing. But there was a year that Boston got over 100 inches. We
Wow.
got in, we got 40, 50 inches of snow. But as the years have progressed, anyone that's investing in the winter market, the snow plows, the sanders, and stuff like that, there
Right.
has not been a lot of snow here the last handful of years. Woke up Saturday, Billy, 18 degrees. It was cold out here. And,
Wow.
and we'll have that 2 week stretch where we'll be around zero and with the wind chill, of course, below zero. But for the most part, they've been mild winters. I say every year, this is my last cold winter. I had hoped, I just turned 58, was going to drop the mic at 58, of course. And then COVID said, no, you can't. So 60, 61. I did do a warm Christmas twice in Florida. It's okay, but the snow, it looks nice, yada, yada, yada. But the older we get, Billy, with that ice, you slip and fall a lot more often than you do in 75-degree heat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. I this time of the year, it makes me reflect on family, and I just told one of my main guys. I just sent him. Like, I can read you text word for word what I told him this morning. Um, yeah, I literally said about how fortunate that we are in our life, and how I just miss my parents around Christmas time, especially my mom. She made sure to have everything perfect. My dad was very cool too. All he wanted to do was have his family close together. He did, and they worked so hard. My dad can build a house from scratch, bottom, top, electric, plumbing, heating. I can't hammer one nail. I'd be in the emergency room. I can't do anything. I swear. It's terrible. But I was talking about how sometimes people really get depressed and bummed this time of the year. Like ourselves, we have no children. My wife and I, we've been together for years and decades, and we have no children. But we have our nieces. We celebrate for them, and my wife wants to always make sure we have a celebration, because she knows how good my mom was old fashioned Italian. She was very touchy feely love, and they spared us that, which some kids don't ever get to be told they're loved by their parents. And my wife uh, found true love when she met my parents, and it's just when they're gone now, you realize what you had, and you realize that, like, my mom was the glue that held the family together, and that over the years, you just thought it was going to be there forever. So when it's not there, you realize it. So I always recommend people, on all of my shows that I do, I say the same thing. I'm a broken record. Talk to your mom and dad. Ask them about their past when they were kids growing up, how they met together, what they did, their struggles, their trials and tribulations, and learn about them, and learn about their family, about what they did, and even your grandparents, and ask questions. It's cool, because one day they won't be here, and you'll say to yourself 10 years, oh, I should always ask my dad that. I should always ask my grandfather that. Like, I told a story on Gil's show once. Um, I had no idea, and I still wouldn't know. My grandfather was very stoic. He came to this country, didn't speak English, Hungarian. He would never have told me this story. He only told me it because I was doing a family tree, and I didn't know anything about his father and brother. And that was my great grandparents. He died in 1929. No, I'm sorry, he died in 1919. He died, and it was 1986, and I was doing a family tree, and my grandfather told me about the a real pandemic that came through, not this Fauci BS. Not that it's BS. I mean, I know many people that died for COVID, but nothing like the one that hit the Spanish flu of 1918 that wiped out 50 million people. That was a pandemic. And my grandfather's dad was lost in the pandemic, along with 7 brothers and sisters. So, and my grandfather told me about this only one time, how cold the ground was. It was in North Jersey. It was in Perth Amboy, New Jersey area, Woodbridge Township, Middlesex County, And he told me that the ground was so frozen that February they had to put the caskets on the front lawn of his brothers and sisters. Like it was just so. It was so. I was like, "Wow, Grandpa, you're kidding me!" Just never told me that. And everyone on the block, they lived in a real bit. They lived in a little Hungarian section, and everyone lost children, and they all had the kids that died outside. Unfortunately, the cemeteries couldn't bury them. They couldn't bury the ground was frozen. So, I don't mean to sound like a bummer, but during the holidays, I'm not trying to say that. What I'm saying is, though, I found out about that because I asked my grandfather, and I never would have known. He never would have told me. He never, ever, ever repeated it once. Even his son, my dad, he said, "I only," because your grandfather only told me that story once. So that had to be very tough for a 10-year-old boy to lose all your brothers. He was the only boy left, and his sister out of 9 kids. There was only 2 that survived. Just think about that. How about that? 2 out of 9 survived. If he doesn't survive, I'm not here in my presence anyway. I might have been here or something else or somewhere else, somewhere. But anyway, no. And it's funny. My grandfather was against sports betting. He was against gambling. He hated that I gambled. I was a gambler. I was a little degenerate as a kid, and I hope he knows now because he died in 1990, and I hope he knows now that I actually made a career out of it. That a good career because he got me a job at UPS and it was paying a lot of money, and I quit after a year. I couldn't take it. It was too physical. I think about that now. That was a great job growing up to be that, but. Anyway, I don't mean to take a trip down memory lane. It's only once a year I do that in Christmas time, and you have to put family first, friends first, holiday celebration. No reason to have, Christmas Day. Now they have all these. There's so many things to gamble on Christmas Day. It used to be a rare game or a basketball game. Now they have NFL games, and all these bowls around all day. So just don't let it take you away from the moment of holiday. Have the games on in the background if you want, the volume off, maybe some Christmas music on. There's no reason to miss an opportunity to maybe catch one good story from the family or a laugh or some love or something. But sorry, Jeffrey, I don't mean to go. I didn't know I was going to go into these kind of things today. Sorry.
No, that's what it's all about. That's why we're here, Billy. My grandmother, my mother's mom, was the glue, the patriarch. She passed at 96. Every Christmas
Wow.
Eve,
God bless her.
every Thanksgiving, we would have the grandkids, the great grandkids, the great great grandkids. We were in a home in West Bridgewater, next town over, Brockton, Rocky Marciano, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. We would just fill that. There would be, 30 little kids running around. It would be my mom, my dad, and her brothers and sisters. And now it's been, I think it's been about 15 years since my grandmother passed. My mom, 10 years, my dad 12 years, but we still go up to Bridgewater every Christmas Eve. My cousins are now trying to keep the tradition. So family, I always say, I've said it every day, family first. It's the holiday season for me. I'm a giver, not a receiver. I think I enjoy
Ditto. Oh, ditto.
I enjoy doing what I do because I like to give. I like my mistakes, Billy, to be my mistakes.
Right.
I have no problem telling my story so you don't make those mistakes. And again, I enjoy the holidays, bringing the family over. Big dinner, appetizers, the scallops and bacon, the big shrimp. I got a
Oh, wow.
ham, and we're gonna have some fun here Christmas Eve, and then get ready for Christmas Day. We host Christmas breakfast, so there'll be 25 people running around eating breakfast, exchanging gifts. Then go to my brother-in-law's for a nice, quiet beef Wellington dinner around 5 o'clock for us. But what I really want to do, because we only got you for another 7-8 minutes here, before we ask the question of the day, we're on again. I think I've quote unquote, as you know, cracked Da Vinci's code in college basketball team totals. I found about 2.5 to 4 point edge in a lot of these team totals. This past week, 15-6. We're on a 30-7 heater, but there's a lot of people that aren't as fortunate. And the reason I'm talking about this is you wake up this morning and there's a college bowl game, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Coastal Carolina, UTSA. A lot of people still got their Christmas list in front of them. Christmas Eve isn't until tomorrow. Christmas isn't until Wednesday. And they had a bad week. They had a bad weekend. And now they wake up and say, I got one more shot, Billy. I can get some money today to buy Christmas on Christmas Eve. Just tell the people about the quicksand and the problem. You have a bad day, a bad week. Sometimes it's time to take a step back.
Well, just like I said, it's so hard to balance now with all these different games that are being played. 20 years ago there wasn't a market for chasing to get out on a night game. There was only Monday Night Football. They didn't have Thursday Night Football or Sunday Night Football games, and NFL games. And now they make it so easy to get yourself in trouble because you see what you lost on the late games, and now you can bet the Sunday night game to get out, and you can bet the halftime game, and more importantly, you can bet your whole account balance on in progress. So you could double up, triple up, quadruple up. Next thing you know, you have 20x your regular bet, and that's called Gambler's Ruin, RUIN. The sharpest information in the world you can have, the sharpest, the very best information. And if you're betting more than, I don't know, I'll even give you 5% of your bankroll, you got no chance to win. I don't care if you have the best info that moves 2, 3, 4, 5 points. You got zero chance to win if you have $1,000 and you're betting 100 a game, because even us sharp guys, we go through, streaks where we're going to lose. Like I always say, I'm going to lose 42, maybe 43 games out of 100. However, them 58 games, 57 games, they're going to make me a lot of money. But there could be a period in there where I lose 7 or 8 in a row. Well, if you don't have proper bankroll management, you're not going to be able to get to the 9th and 10th game because you already blew your bankroll, because you didn't have proper management and the skill sets required to be a professional sports bettor. And I get it. Most people don't. I didn't. I grew up a sucker, a loser. I've said it right here in this space when I was a kid, in my teens. And even though I had very sharp people around me, my cousin, I had another guy around, I had some sharp people around me. It just happens, where this is almost like now with all these sports books that are in the country and legalized and glamorized and everything else. This is like, it's like the crack cocaine of gambling. You could do it in the safety of your home, from the safety of your iPhone or your Android or your apps, and no one even knows what you're doing. It's closet gambling. No one knows what you're doing. Next thing you know, you're in trouble. So it's so much. I feel so much for so many people that are out there that don't have, a venue or somewhere to hear someone like myself talking. It's not just me. There's other talking heads too that promote responsible gambling. But trust me, we're too close to the sun. We're minuscule compared to what's going on out there. So if I could reach one person today, tomorrow, any show I do, and try to curb them, maybe not make them win, maybe let them lose less. Because even if I give winners to you, you're still going to bet on your own. Doesn't matter. So, but all right, there's another nugget or tidbit for you.
The grab bag for the week. I'm back east. You're in Vegas. It's the Christmas time. Next week at this time, we'll be getting ready for New Year's. Any hot spots for people traveling into Vegas for Christmas, for New Year's, that want to get that flavor, that want to get that feel? Now, in Boston, we have the small markets where you can go in and
Sure.
see the ice sculptures. You can
Sure.
get the hot cocoa. Anything like that where Billy can turn around and say, I want to feel like I'm going back east. I want to feel that Christmas spirit. Any go-to places, Billy?
Yeah, there's a Gamblers Anonymous meeting on the strip. Oh no, sorry. Bellagio, and I'm really being serious though about the Gamblers Anonymous and stuff. I'm just being funny though. Bellagio Conservatory is a great place. They have great Christmas stuff always going on there. That conservatory is unbelievable.
It's beautiful.
All the horticulturists on staff that keep that place going. and even the Wynn. The Wynn's got some unbelievable, beautiful floral display. When you walk in, there's a, just really, really nice. You walk through these gardens, but there's some other places too now. I haven't even been there yet. The Las Vegas Motor Speedway has this thing called glittering lights. It's really cool. It's one of the things that they started, I think, last year. The whole speedway's lit up. The Enchant at Las Vegas Ballpark. There's also another one that's called Enchant Las Vegas. By the way, I just did a search, and I went to Vegas.com. I did a search for Christmas 2024. There's a couple I haven't been at. The Winter Wonderland at Fontainebleau. They have an outdoor skating rink. It's supposed to be really, really cool. They transfer their pool to an Oasis pool to the Oasis ice rink. That's at Fontainebleau. Also one at Cosmo. That's been the last couple of years now. They have an outdoor skating rink on the pool at Cosmopolitan. I've been to this one. The Ethel M Cactus Garden Lights. That is unbelievable. They light up all the cactuses in the garden area at the Ethel M Park over there. It's in Henderson. Really cool. 300 different types of cactuses, all with lights on them, and they make the whole park there really, really cool. And I also been to the Magical Forest at Opportunity Village. That's also really cool. These are great places to spend with your kids. Come out with your kids and go to. They're really cool things. I've been to both of those last two, and that I wouldn't miss that. And you have the factory where they're making the chocolates, and I don't know if you guys ever had these like little peanut. I'm a peanut butter guy. I love peanut butter. They have this unbelievable factory right there where they make these peanut butter shells, chocolate, milk chocolate together. I mean, they make hundreds of them, different ones, but that's the ones I like there. Also, lastly, I'll give you, we have the Smith Center, which is beautiful, hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe $500 million. I think it cost I think one family left $300 million to build it. All gold, marble, beautiful downtown. They have great Christmas shows. There's so many different Christmas shows that they have down there. And I seen like the Nutcracker was going to be there so many days. Clint Holmes, who I actually know personally, he has a show down there, a holiday show, but there's 4 or 5 different kind of shows during Christmas time that they have down there. I love the Smith Center. We have some great holiday shows here. And I wish everyone a happy holiday, happy New Year, and Merry Christmas with your family. I hope you could take 1 or 2 nuggets out of these things that I was telling you guys.
Billy, it is the holiday season. Obviously, Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas on Wednesday. We always wrap up the show by turning the mic over to you. What your schedule looks like, your podcasts, your VSiN schedule, your Fox Sports Radio. Tell everyone where they can find you. And, of course, at Crackwinds on the app.
Yes. Crackwinds app at crackwinds.com. Also, I'm going to do it this week, too. We're going to have a show on Thursday down at the Circa Sports. We're doing VSiN, the Gills show. I do that every Thursday if I'm in town, which I have been a lot. Fox Sports Radio on the weekends. Countdown to kickoff, 7 to 10 a.m. And and my podcast, of course. You could just go to YouTube, which is a really good podcast. Just talking spontaneously. Myself, Randy McKay, John Orlando. We're going to film a new one tonight. So we usually film them on Wednesdays. We're going to have a little bit early this week. So we'll have some, hopefully get some more NFL plays by Randy. Randy's been having an unbelievable season. He had a couple weeks where he scooped 5-0, 3-0, 3-1 this weekend. He's one of the best NFL bettors that I know, Randy McKay. So we'll have him on this week on Spotify. It's on Action Junkies, at Action Junkies, and on YouTube it's at Crackwinds with a K. Thank you, Jeff. Have a great holiday, you and your family.
You as well. We'll be rooting for the Packers tonight and Seattle on on Thursday. So God bless you. Happy holidays, Billy. Thank you so much. We'll catch up with you next Monday.
Thanks, Bob.
The one and only Bill Krackomberger at Bill Crackman, at Crackwinds. We're going to go to a couple quick commercial breaks, and then when we come back, stay tuned. We're going to wrap it up and tell you exactly what we have in tap for the rest of the day. Stay tuned. ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app.
2,000 years long, we will never settle. Hard days, no rain, we're the heavy metal. No time, no fail, won't stop here. Like a torch to a flame when it burns hot. We won't stop. Come on, baby,
yourself a merry little Christmas night. And have yourself a merry little Christmas. Up, 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 up.
What a way to start the Monday. Billy reached out early this morning and he's like, are we on? I was like, you're the boss. Not a lot of people are doing shows or reaching out to people before Christmas and the New Year. And he's like, why not? Of course. So, again, I have 2,400 shows at East Coast Sports Investors on YouTube. Every one have been unscripted. The next 2,400 will all be unscripted. It's kind of a serve and volley. Ask a question, reply to the answer, or we move on. And the holiday seasons can be so tough for so many people. I know for a long, long time myself, I really, really, really struggled during the holiday season, whether it's out of work, whether it was battling the demons. Some of you know my story. Dark times during my younger 20s, 30s, and even the early 40s, battling the demons. But, God willing, December 27th, which is Friday, we'll have 13 years of continued sobriety. Thanks to AA, thanks to all my friends in the halls. Not easy. Got a couple decades in those halls, but my doors open 24/7, 365. Anyone battling addiction, whether it's alcohol, whether it's gambling, whether you just need to vent, talk, just say hello, because you just don't know what the next person next to you is dealing with. And depression, anxiety is a real thing. We sometimes dive into certain things to try to escape reality when we're just pushing down really what's going on, hoping that you wake up the next day, because a lot of people don't wake up the next day. And so I always say this, every day is a gift. When I wake up in the morning and my feet hit the ground, I have 24 hours to make a difference. What am I going to do for it? They call it a gift. That's why that's why we are in the present. I'm going to try to reach out to Riley Magnuson. We were going to do the closing bell around 3 o'clock, but I think we're going to try to get it done earlier. Anyone that listens to me about baseball, I woke up this morning happier than a pig in doo-doo. I got my Christmas present as the Red Sox signed Walker Buehler to a 1-year deal. I will tell you this. Garrett Crochet and Walker Buehler are greater than Corbin Burns and Max Fried. And people are going to say, well, they just cheaped out. No, if you know baseball and you know analytics and you see what Crochet did in his 146 innings pitch, and you watched the playoffs in the World Series, and you watched Walker Buehler getting strong, and stronger, and he did come in for the 9th inning, and he did close out the game. And Alex Verdugo, I remember him. final out. I couldn't be more ecstatic where we got 2 guys at the top of the order. Now our starting 5 now become 3s, 4s, 5s, and whatever we're going to do. So I am super stoked. So I want to bring Riley in. I want to talk about the weekend games. Currently, Coastal Carolina, UTSA 0-0 with 11:26 to go there. ECSI VIPs, we decked the halls again this past week, 15-6, an amazing envelope money Monday today on a 30-7 heater, our last 37 games. You want to be a part of it? Send me a DM to EC Sports Invest or send me an email to East Coast Sports Investors at gmail.com for as little as $3 a day. Go in your couch right now. If you're in the car, look in your ashtray. I bet you got $3 there. We're coming up on our 10th year anniversary, January 1st. 10 years of public service, and what a time to be alive. Shout out to Richard Poplis in Connecticut. Go Yukon, go Huskies. Huskies looking pretty damn good. A tough game against who they played? Xavier? I think it was Xavier over on Saturday. So after their 3 losses in a row in Maui, they're back on track, just outside the top 10. I think 11th today. So everyone, watch my timeline. See when we're gonna do the closing bell. Everyone else, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the holidays. Be grateful. Be grateful for what you have, not what you want or what you need. Get out of your comfort zone. Maybe help someone less fortunate. Maybe we're doing something here tomorrow. Instead of a hand out $20 gifts to each other. What do they call it? A Yankee swap. Everyone's bringing in some stuff for the MSPCA. Whether it's food, whether it's beds, whether it's toys, and we're going to donate a big basket or two to the local MSPCA for the animal shelters there. So shout out to CJ Nichols at the Live Zone for getting me all set up here. Of course, a shout out to Bill Krackomberger at Bill Crackman at Crackwins. Yeah, we're blessed. We are really, really blessed, and I can't thank everyone here that joins us every Monday and all the rest of our shows. Without you, there'd be no ECSI. Everyone have a blessed morning and stay tuned. We will see you soon. Thank you, Mr. Sailor. Comes in at the end. Thank you for all your love and support as always as well. So stay tuned.